All right, let's just jump right in. Picture this. It's 2026. And if you're still painstakingly copying some cryptic error message from your terminal and pasting it into a browser, well, I've got some news for you. You're kind of living in the past. Because today, the terminal isn't just that black box anymore. Nope. It's transformed into this incredibly powerful collaborative workspace for AI agents. We're going to dive into how these agents are fundamentally changing the game. Yeah, seriously. The old way, it was all about that constant context switching, right? Juggling a dozen different windows, a ton of guesswork. The new way is, well, it's a conversation. It's a real back and forth with an AI agent that gets you. It understands your code, your project goals, your entire dev environment. And the best part? You don't ever have to leave the command line. And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. We've made this huge leap from, just simple assisted autocompletion to these fully autonomous agentic workflows. So what does that actually mean? It's simple. You give the AI the high-level goal, you tell it what you want to do, and the agent, it figures out the how. It makes a plan, it executes the commands, it runs the tests, and get this, it even fixes its own mistakes. It's not just suggesting code, it's doing the work. Okay, so who are the big players in this new world? We're going to focus on the two heavyweights that are really defining this space: OpenAI's Codex CLI and GitHub's Copilot CLI. And while they're both aiming for a similar goal, their approaches are totally different. So let's break down that core difference. You can think of Codex CLI as this lightweight, super fast specialist. It's open source, it's all about local performance. It's the precision tool. Then you've got GitHub Copilot CLI. This one is the ultimate insider. It's deeply woven into the entire GitHub ecosystem. I'm talking issues, pull requests, the whole shebang. Now, you might be wondering, how do these agents connect to all my stuff? Well, the secret sauce is something called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. And honestly, this is the foundation for everything. The best way to think about it is like a universal adapter for AI. It lets the agent plug into basically any external tool, your company's private APIs, a specific database, even your team's Slack. This is what makes them so incredibly powerful. All right, let's dive deeper into our first agent. We're going to start with Codex, the local specialist. Let's really get into what makes this thing tick. So what's Codex's whole deal? First off, it is fast. It's built in Rust, so performance is just baked in. And it's open source, which is huge for transparency and customization. Here's a killer feature. It just runs on your existing ChatGPT plan. No separate API key, no extra bill. You just log in. Plus, it doesn't care what editor you use, and its headless mode is absolutely perfect for all your CI/CD automation. And just to be clear, this is not some weekend project someone threw together. We're talking over 75,000 stars on GitHub. The community around this is massive, and it's being developed at a blistering pace. This is a serious, mature tool that's getting a ton of love and attention. One of my favorite things about Codex is how much control you get. You've got these different approval modes. Auto is your everyday driver. It'll ask for permission for anything major. Read-only is fantastic. It turns the agent into a consultant that can look but can't touch. Perfect for code reviews. And then there's full access. This is for when you're feeling brave, maybe in a trusted CI/CD pipeline. You just let it rip. It gives you precise control over how much leash you give the agent. Okay, so that's Codex. Now let's pivot and talk about its main rival, Copilot, the GitHub native. This tool plays a completely different game, but it's just as powerful. Copilot's absolute superpower is its deep native integration with GitHub. It's not just about editing code, it understands your issues, your pull requests, your whole workflow. It also lets you use different models, not just OpenAI's. You can tap into Claude, Gemini, you name it. But the real showstoppers? The /fleet command and its built-in team of specialized subagents. Okay, you have to hear about the fleet command. This thing is a game changer. Imagine you're working in a massive monorepo, and you need to update a dependency across like 8 different microservices. Instead of doing that one by one, you just dispatch a fleet of agents to tackle all of them in parallel. It's incredible for huge refactoring jobs. And that's not all. Copilot is also really smart about delegating tasks. It has this whole crew of specialized sub-agents. You want to analyze the codebase? It'll call on the Explore agent. Need to run some tests? The Task agent gets the job. It automatically picks the right tool for the job, which means everything just so much more efficient. Okay, so we've got 2 amazing, powerful tools here. The million-dollar question is, which one is for you?
Which AI partner should you choose? And the answer really comes down to your specific workflow.
Let's just break it down nice and simple. If you're doing heavy-duty refactoring or you need something for headless automation in your CI/CD, like deploying infrastructure from scratch, Codex CLI is your champion. It's all about that raw power and autonomy. But if your daily grind is all about Git, reviewing PRs, and living in the GitHub ecosystem, then Copilot CLI is your best friend. It's the perfect companion for that workflow. Now, here's a massive pro tip that works for both of these tools. It's a new standard called agents.md. Think of it like the new README, but for AI. You drop this file in your project's root, and you fill it with your coding standards, your architectural rules, whatever makes your project unique. The agent reads this file every single time it starts. This is how you teach it the house rules so it doesn't go off the rails. So really, what's the big takeaway here? I love this metaphor. Think of these tools not as a replacement for developers, but as an exoskeleton. They're not here to take your job. They're here to amplify your abilities. They handle all the boring, tedious stuff, the configs, the boilerplate, so you can focus on the big picture, the architecture, the creative problem solving, the fun stuff. And that really leaves us with one final, exciting question to think about. When your AI agent is handling the how, what will you build next? When all that implementation detail is taken care of, what bigger, more ambitious problems are you going to solve? It's an absolutely incredible time to be building things.